Kia ora te whānau and welcome back to our fake podcast, Why Should We Give Eve? Where we explore different topics with experts and uncover why rangatahi should care about them.
Today we have Matua Sam Aberahama.
That's the one.
Oh yeah. In the whare, Matua Sam is from the Cook Islands and is the CEO at Whatever It Takes Trust. He has an extensive background in working for our people in the Royal NZ Air Force and even as a detective sergeant. We're very excited to have him here on our podcast today to talk about why we should give a F about mental health. Okay, so our first question actually is, how did you go from being a detective to working in mental health?
It's a big change, eh?
That's a big change, yeah. Oh, kia ora na whānau, and yeah, awesome to be here. Thank you for the invite, and I hope I do it justice. And a huge mihi to our rangatahi out there, and love you all. So yeah, how did I become in my role from the police? So I joined the police. I'm born and bred in Hastings, and lots of family violence going on in my home from our father, and the police were always at our house and taking him away, and then, you know, we'd clean up the mess, and our mother. So anyway, you know, our mother supported us through school, and she separated from our father, and I thought I'd either be a lawyer or a policeman, and I decided to be a policeman. And then while I started in South Auckland, working all out south, Otara, Manurewa, Papakura, Otahu, and then I studied to become a detective and worked hard in South Auckland. Then I came back to Hawke's Bay and worked down here across Te Matua Maui for about 10 years, and then I went up to the Tairāwhiti, worked up there. So I know lots of whānau that are working that up and down the coast.
Yeah.
But then my mum told me, my son, it's time for you to come home a couple of years ago. So all good boys listen to their mum.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the only person who could tell you where to go.
Yeah. She's the boss. Yeah. And but no, my wife and I decided it was time to come home. We've got 3 tamariki, 4 mokopuna here in Hawke's Bay, and so we come home. But this job brought me home too, and I saw it advertised, whatever it takes, trust, and I thought, man, whatever it takes, working with whānau, mental health, with mental health or addictions, and I thought, yeah. That'll be me. And the thing is, in police, we often work with whānau with mental health or addictions and crisis situations. Things are bad, and there's lots of distress. Yeah. So police would go in there and perform a role, and sometimes it wasn't a very nice role of having to put people on the ground, handcuff them up, but they were unwell, mentally unwell, you know. So when I looked at this job, I thought, wow, whatever it takes. Our mission is walking with whānau to wellness. Wow, man, we can look at mental health and addictions through a different lens. So that's what really opened my mind and my eyes to this opportunity. Long answer.
Yeah, no, that was a good answer though.
Yeah, could you tell us a little bit about Whatever It Takes?
Whatever It Takes Trust has been around for 25 years. It's only in Hawke's Bay, Te Matua Maui. It's based primarily in Ahuriri. So our head office is at 15 Shakespeare Road, and we our mission is walking with whānau to wellness. Our purpose is navigating whānau that experience mental health and addictions, supporting them to become independent. So we work with whānau, mental health and or addictions. We are a peer support service. We are advocacy service. We have 3 residential facilities where whānau that come from the mental health inpatient unit, Ngā Raurako, they come into our care. And we've got a couple of lighthouses. So anyone from anywhere that come into our space that have mental health or addiction challenges, we support.
Wow.
So that's our kaupapa.
Yeah.
And, you know, mental health can be anything from some a rangatahi suffering from anxiety, depression, right down the continuum through to someone that's chronically homeless on the street. So mental health, and so we touch different parts of that continuum all the way through to make sure there's a reach, there's an opportunity for our whānau to connect with us and for us to build that trust and start supporting them. Yeah.
Wow. And so you touched there on homelessness. Do you think how do you word this? Do you think that their mental health struggles are what is keeping them on the streets?
Yeah, there's a number of things that are going on in their lives that keep them on the streets.
Yeah.
Some whānau want to be on the streets. That's where they want to be. They just want to be. They feel safer on the streets. Most don't want to be on the streets. But it's what's got them to being on the streets. And I think if you look at mental health can impact people in different ways.
Yeah.
So some people become very unwell with bipolar or schizophrenia or, you know, some form of mental impairedness where they need support. They may need medication. Or there are addictions. You know, there's alcohol, there's drugs, there's different types of drugs. And when people are mentally unwell or, you know, taking lots of drugs and all that, you know, sometimes those that are, it impacts on those that are closest to them, their whānau. So they disengage from whānau. And before you know it, there's nowhere to stay. There's no couch to sleep on and they're on the street. So, yeah, it's
Definitely related.
definitely related and it's sad, very sad.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to do our best, eh?
Do whatever it takes.
I
love that name.
Yeah, so what's it actually like working with people that are mentally unwell, whether that be through addictions or like through like schizophrenia or stuff like that?
Yeah, good question. I think the biggest thing is no judgment. I think, you know, people that are judged or feel judged or have been judged, are very quick to work out, you know, whether you're genuine, whether you're authentic, whether you're truly there to help. So I think trust is a big thing for someone that's unwell and for someone that has an addiction, building that trust, building that respect for one another. Yeah, I think trust is a big thing. And once you build that trust, you can then engage one another and, you know, like everyone has goals, dreams and aspirations and my job is to find that in whānau that are lost. And so that they can believe in themselves and that they can trust that someone's genuinely walking alongside them and that actually, and then when they start to build that self-confidence, they then work on, man, I'm not rubbish. And actually, I do want to work, or I do want to go back to school and learn, or I do want to volunteer, or they then start to believe. And when they start to believe and they've got someone, security blanket alongside them, that just gives them all the motivation to lift their heads and have a bigger lens, eh? Like can see more when they lift their head, not when it's down, you can only see limited. So, yeah, long answers, but I mean,
No, yeah.
these aren't a short answer
good
thing, right?
answers, yeah.
You know?
It's definitely sounds like it's taking it back to those basic security, safety things before they can start dreaming big
Yes.
again, eh?
Yeah, 100%. You know, no one is born rotten.
Yeah.
Things get in the way, and all of these things from, you know, alcohol, drugs, social media, all of these things, you know, other people that commit crimes. There's all these things that get in the way, and sometimes we're encouraged into those spaces, but it's never too late. And that's my thing is, you know, no matter how bad, how down, how sad, how unwell you are, it's never too late to dream and set yourself a goal. And that's where whatever it takes, you know, we'll walk alongside you.
Yeah. I just like, do they come to you guys or do you guys go to them?
Yeah, man, you got some good questions. Because this is the thing, whatever it takes trust has always been flown under the radar. So I came into the CEO space about 15 months ago, beginning January last year. And my job, they brought me in to raise the profile and to grow the organisation. And grow the organisation to meet unmet demand. There's lots of mental health and addictions, unmet demand across our communities. So that's been my job. So part of that has been raising the profile, getting in front of the Unity Day. You'll see us, our website's been updated. We're doing more stuff in the media because mental health and addictions has impacts on everyone. It impacts on communities. So my job is to get out into our communities and talk to them about mental health and addictions, and talk to them about actually how you can help. Everyone can help. It's not all about putia. It can be give your time. It can be give your spare blankets or your spare towels or some clothing or some kai or some baking or some crochet knitting. There's so many ways that we can help others that are not as fortunate as us, you know?
Yeah.
We don't need to worry about what we're having for dinner.
Yeah.
We don't need to worry about what we're having for breakfast. Well, there's a number that do.
Yeah.
And that's our chronically homeless. They're a big part of that group. And, we're doing some great stuff with them at the moment. So,
Yeah.
That's cool.
I wonder if you wanted to quickly talk a bit about Ahuru Mowai.
yeah, Ahuru Mowai. Firstly, the name
Yeah.
is Calm, Safe, Sanctuary. That's what Ahuru Mowai means. That was gifted to us by our Pakeke at Whanganui Aotearoa at from the Tai Whenua. So they gifted us that name, and we're really proud to have that name. And so the whare is at 370 Hastings Street, across the road from the warehouse in Napier. And we take up to 10 tāne in that whare, and chronically homeless. So the ones that are on the street. So, but they've got to come in with their hand up. Hand up, I want help, not hand out. Give me and I'm going to carry on with my habit. So we do an assessment, and then we get them into the whare, and then they set the kawa, they set the tikanga for the space. They set that themselves. I don't set it. And Huia, the manager, Huia brought in, she doesn't set it, they set it. And so when they breach it, they hold each other to account. Hey, it's a lot more meaningful, you know, the kawa and the tikanga, it's a lot more meaningful to them. And they do the cooking, they do the cleaning, they learn to socialise. It's not perfect, you know, at times there's some challenges between kaimahi and whānau pounamu, we call them whānau pounamu, or between whānau pounamu, there's challenges. But that's just like any house, hey. You know, when you go and have a kai and you don't clean your dishes, well, that annoys someone else, and that's part of our kawa. So go and clean your dishes, bro. And and then, you know, we've housed 13 of them, July of last year. So a group of leaders and caring people in Ahurere came together after 3 deaths of homeless whānau on our streets. And that group, chaired by Mark Cleary, formed the Napier Ahurere Homeless Shelter Society. They formed that group and they went out raising money. Whatever it takes, they asked us to do the operational running of the whare.
Yeah.
But without that group of beautiful people, we wouldn't be what we are at Ahuru Mōwai. So the iwi jumped on board, everyone's jumped on board, and mana whenua, everyone's jumped on board and supported. And now we've housed 13 men. And they've got a wraparound support around them, because they've got to do their own cooking, their own cleaning, they've got to do their own groceries. So we put some support around them just to help navigate them on their journey, because they are a lot more independent. So 10 months ago, they were on the street, and now in the whare, and some of them have got a job, got work, full-time, part-time. Some have gone back into learning. One of them's gone back to EIT and doing the level 4 mental health and addictions certificate. And some are volunteering at the op shop. So they're all leaning back in, and they are tuakana.
Yeah.
So they become tuakana to Ahuru Mōwai, So, because the taina are coming through and they become the tuakana. So they keep going and supporting. And so it's mean.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
Wow.
What's your favourite part about working in mental health and homeless work?
My favourite part is that, you and I are blessed, that, we have what we have. And, but there are those that are less fortunate. And we can sit back and we can point fingers at why they chose to do this and why they chose to take that and do this and do that. We can sit there, or we can go, okay, that's where they're at. But everyone deserves to be treated humanely, treated well, and if they want to improve their lives, but they don't know how to, that's when we come in. And that's what I like. That's what brought me to it, is that, mental health and addictions is a problem in all communities throughout Aotearoa. It's people like you and me that can lean in, that can help to make a difference in changing that. And I suppose, I always like to go for the underdog. Anyone's not happy or not well or not feeling right, I'll go straight for them. It's just how I've been brought up, and it's just how I am, really. Even in policing, I would always go and help. It's just part of my DNA.
Wow. Cool. Well, I think that that covers pretty well what I guess your protective factors you've seen then as well, is like basic safety, support, trust, things like that. Is there anything else you'd add to that protective factor list?
I think it's been connected. How do we engage our communities, and how do we grow as a community in this space? Because, mental health and addictions is not this thing over there. It is part of who we are. It is part of our DNA. If we open our minds and open our hearts to mental health and addictions, we will learn. And if we learn, we will understand. And if we understand, knowledge is power. We can look at a way in which we can help. And that might be in a number of ways, like I spoke of before. Mental health and addictions in communities is a community problem. It's not a government problem only. It's a community problem. So together with the government, we can actually make some sustainable change with whānau, Because whānau have got to want this. We can't want it for them. We can't do it for them. They got to want it, and then we support, support them to become well and support them to become part of the community, support them to grow the mana and who they are and what they stand for and where they want to go. So, yeah, we support them to dream. So.
So cool.
Yeah. And, we want to grow, the rangatahi that are interested in mental health and addictions, come and have a kōrero with us. Come and sit down and talk to us because you're the future. Our rangatahi are the future of Aotearoa. So we can't all be the Prime Minister, we can't all be the policeman, we can't all be the doctor, but, mental health and addictions, if that's a space that our rangatahi want to work in, come and talk to us. We would love to talk to you and love to guide you. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming on our podcast today.
No
That
worries.
was so informative.
Hey, well, it's one of those things that you, unless you're involved in that area, it is quite isolated to the side, which
Yeah.
I like that you brought it back to, the
Yeah.
protective factor is connecting that, breaking that space.
Bring it back. Māori look at mental health a different way
Yeah.
to mainstream, There's a space for all of that to come together and us to work with one another. I've got 4 or 5 kaumatua that I lean on to provide that cultural safety, that cultural guidance. As we know, kaumatua and kuias, they have so much wisdom, so much knowledge, and are very practical in their thinking. And they'll just tell it straight, whether you like it or not. But, they want the best for our whānau too.
Yeah.
They want the best for all of our whānau. So, yeah, love this mahi.
Awesome.
Come join me. Come join me.
We love you, mahi too.
Okay, over to you, Preston.
We'll move on to this biscuit segment, eh?
Yeah. So there, if you look just behind you on your left, there's some biscuits there.
Oh, yes.
That was a bit of and under your seat there's a prize. I left it there for Tamia, but we forgot to move it.
Oh, nice. It's all right.
Cool. So do you want me to introduce this segment, or you got us?
Oh, you know, you got us.
I got us? Okay. So we usually do a bit of a biscuit segment, and they do a running record, and we're trying to find the best biscuit. So we've got 10 points for appearance, 10 for taste, and 10 for texture. And then we got to come up with a group decision on what those are.
Right.
And then at the end of the year, we figure out what the best biscuit is.
Choice.
Cool.
Nice.
So open them up and we'll see.
Jeez, I've never had these ones before.
Yeah, it's a new. The kids have been eyeing them up for you.
Thank you.
No, right, okay. I'll come over and have one.
You'll have the rest of the packet later.
Yeah. Okay. First bite. What do we got? Bit of confusion.
So appearance?
Yeah, we'll start with appearance, eh? Was it disappointing? Is that what your guys' face was?
It appears thin.
Yeah, true. It's true.
It appears thin. So I like a bit of texture. So a thicker with more texture. This
Yeah.
appears thin, so I would probably put 2 together and eat them.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I'm on the
then
I
road.
they're
think you're our first biscuit expert on this podcast.
So, yeah, from appearance-wise, that's my kōrero.
Yeah.
No,
What would you rate it? Anything else to add for that one?
I'm on the Praise Walker.
Yeah.
I agree.
What would you rate it out of 10 then? Like a
About a 6.
out
Like
of
for
6?
appearance?
Oh, yeah, for appearance.
Yeah, appearance, I'd probably a 5. Yeah.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, I'm on 5.
Man. And then taste. There was a lot of confusion. Did it not live up to the expectations you said?
And what's the third one?
Texture.
Okay, so
Yeah.
taste. Yeah. I like the Jaffa ones.
Yeah. I actually like the Jaffa ones.
I like the
too.
Jaffa
Same.
ones.
Oh no,
Like
I'm
the
in the wrong
orange.
room.
Like the orange.
You don't like the Jaffa ones?
Yeah.
Those taste way better than those ones.
Yeah. Yeah, those are caramel or something, eh?
Okay,
Caramel
these
thins.
don't even. Okay, that's what I'm getting mad at. It says caramel, but doesn't even taste like caramel.
No, it doesn't.
Nah,
It just
doesn't.
tastes like the
ginger.
normal,
It tastes
like
like-
the normal thing.
Yeah.
So like a 4?
Yeah, so
They lied.
it's quite good having the biscuit and the chocolate.
Yeah.
You know, that's quite cool, you know,
Yeah.
because some is just the biscuit and some
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
you know.
Got a bit of both worlds.
So I would say 4.
4.
That's my
Yeah.
Same.
Cool. And then texture, the last one.
Texture. Oh. For me, it'll be a 3.
Yeah.
It just didn't work. Just didn't
Didn't
work
work.
out, Fano.
didn't do justice.
No, it didn't. Not at all.
Nah, there's. I mean, I like a bit of roughage.
Yeah.
I like a bit of when you're chewing it and you're
Sounds like a bit of an Anzac biscuit or something.
Whereas this, if you just put that under your tongue, that'll just melt.
It's gone.
Well,
Nah.
wow.
Plus,
There
if
we
you
go.
dip this in a cup of tea, you'd lose it.
Yeah.
Whereas other ones, it just soaks up and then boom, and it goes. So,
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
I'm with 3.
Yeah, 3.
It's really
Yeah,
good.
three.
Cool. Wow. I think that out of the biscuits we've done so far, that might be the lowest one.
Really?
That
Good.
What was that? That was 12 out of 30.
Wow.
Dang. That says a lot.
Yeah,
Up your game, caramel
Griffin,
thins.
step your game up.
Step your game up. God damn.
Cool. Oh,
Okay, well, that is us for now, whānau. Thanks again, Matua, for jumping on the podcast with us, and we will catch you all next time. Dois.